This is WWE superstar The Miz, and on behalf of Armstrong, we want to remind you to stay safe and that we're all in this together.
Oh yeah, I'm WWE superstar Otis, and you're watching Lonny Boy's house show on Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Don't miss Friday Night SmackDown, Friday nights on Fox.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lonny Boy's house show. That's right, it's pre-Royal Rumble, and we're getting kind of excited around this joint. With me today, of course, is our good friend Mafia Bob. And again, as always, at the head of the table, Right Hook Ray. That's my man. Looking good, Ray. I like the hairstyle. You've been switching things up a little bit.
Yeah,
I like that.
It's me and my trusty tennis racket. It's me and my trusty tennis racket.
What do you got,
things up.
You got a Roman shirt on, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
he
do.
does. He's wearing
to
a Roman
represent
Reigns
what
shirt.
I am to the show. The head of the table, sir. Cross promotion.
He already had it. Listen, I thought we were going to get along just fine today.
We are, just as long as you follow the head of the table.
All right. Okay. All right. Let's talk about some of the.
Yeah.
Of course, we just found out Drew
Mafia
McIntyre.
Bob is Jay. I'm Roman. Just be Paul. You're halfway there.
I am not Paul Heyman. I got at least one less chin than Paul Heyman. It's gonna be Paul Heyman, and I've got good hair.
It was supposed to be a compliment, and you took it the wrong way.
I guess I did. All right.
Yes.
Well, listen here.
I mean, visionary, but I'll take it back.
Oh well, I guess he is a little bit of a visionary. A little bit of a change is coming up here because stop shaking your head, Ray. Drew McIntyre tested positive for COVID, so they actually came right out with it and said that hey, he's got to, he may miss the Royal Rumble. I'm saying that's no big deal. It'll be a cannonball kick, a Claymore chop, and a couple angry Scottish words, and the match will be over anyway. So it's not that big of a loss, Mafia Bob. And I hope he's well.
What do you mean?
First and foremost, I hope he's well and everybody else.
The bigger problem with that, the bigger problem is that he's going to be wrestling Goldberg. Come on. What?
Thank you.
I'm so tired of Goldberg coming in there during the.
Yeah, and you and I were the biggest back in the day. Ray, there's no bigger Goldberg fans than Mafia Bob and myself. We couldn't wait to see each other talk about Goldberg and everything. Goldberg was the most electrifying man in sports entertainment next to The Rock at that time, period.
No.
And he was great. I mean, he came out.
No.
And Stone Cold, yes. So I know you're a big Ultimate Warrior fan.
To who are you referring to? All of us? Then yes. We
Not
all
me.
were.
You're a big Ultimate Warrior fan. You come out, shake the rope like this, throw a couple arm bars, a couple clotheslines. That was it.
I was part of the demographic. I was supposed to be.
You were old enough to know better. You were old enough to know better.
I was old enough to know what awesomeness looked like. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, yeah.
I was old enough to know what awesomeness looked like and sounded like. I'm so sorry if Tito Santana seemed boring to me.
Listen, Tito Santana and Rick Martel were two great tag. That was a great tag team when I was growing up. Yes, Tito
I kind
Santana
of
was one of
preferred
the
the
good
model.
guys.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
really
that's
preferred
true.
the model. Model's cool.
Well, that
But
I mean that was a great era for wrestling too, because you had Kurt Hennig coming along, was rising up to be a big star. Rick Rude was at the top of his game. You know, you talk about some intercontinental
if you do
champions,
not know
which we're
how
going
to
to talk
spit out
about
your
it.
gum correctly, you don't know Mr. Perfect. I'm sorry. If you don't spit out your gum
Mr.
like Mr.
Perfect.
Perfect, then honestly, you just aren't American. I'm sorry. You're just not American for me.
I
Very simple.
encourage people who love wrestling, look up the Kurt Hennig videos where he was doing his like he'd throw an 80-yard pass to himself. He was hitting half-court shots. You know,
The perfect
it was some of the
bowling game.
greatest stuff.
The perfect shot.
Yeah, perfect bowling game. Yeah.
Learn how to be perfect.
Do the perfect plex.
And I think that's where
Yeah.
right. I think that's where creative actually has a hard time right now. Creative back then, they had these characters who were like literally they were comic book characters, guys, that could actually write their own comic strip. Their material and their personality was bigger than what somebody was writing for them. They didn't have to read a script or go to acting lessons. I mean, look at a guy like a Scott Hall. Scott Hall was who he was. He was a toothpick chewing, whiskey drinking brawler. And that's who he was. Kurt Hennig. He was a perpetual smartass. I mean, these Rick Rude. Again, Rick Rude, I mean, he didn't have to be a good wrestler. He was hilarious. Just his introduction alone was worth the price of admission. And again, I mean, right now, creative is here. Let's run through these names, shall we, guys?
Oh, dude.
Let's see here.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Jackson Riker. Who the hell is Jackson Riker? Ray, I know you're the only one that knows who is Jackson Riker.
Unfortunately, I do, and it's for a lot of bad reasons. And he looks great. He just he looks the part, but everything about him stinks. Go on. That's all I got.
All right. All right.
Is that why? That's why he's
Bob,
just
let's go on to the next one here.
Yeah, like okay.
He's playing lackey to Elias.
Jackson Riker.
How bad are you if you got to be Elias's lackey?
Jackson Riker
looks like
he looks like a Sons of Anarchy.
Riker.
He looks like a Sons of Anarchy.
Skyler or Seth.
Hair.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next thing. Adam Pearce, the #1 contender for the Universal. Who the hell's Adam Pearce?
Well, now wait. Adam Pearce is a former NWA champion. Now, hold on. Adam Pearce is a real name, real person, and a former champion of the NWA. Now let's hold on. You can't just beat up on people's real names. I mean, like
I'm sorry.
I mean, like my name sucks too, but I mean, but come on.
I don't get it. All right, are we done talking about Adam Pearce?
Yeah. Yes.
Are you going to make another?
Leroy.
You're going to make a support other than he's a past NWA champion?
That means
that's
something.
right. You
I
call
even
me
knew
Leroy.
that.
I did too, but again, I'm like not impressed.
Just put a little.
I mean, listen, Ray. Ray, I've come a long way. That's Leroy to you, pal. Listen, I've come a long way with the head of the table, and because I love the way the Usos are being used. They're actually, I mean, they're a great storyline for a change. They're talented. They're fun to watch wrestling, more so than Roman, who does the charge shotgun. I'm Roman Reigns. Look at that guy shotgun front arm.
He
I don't know if that translates on a video.
He hardly does that. Anyway. Oh man, oh
I
man.
can see why. I mean, doing that on a video, I may get
Tough
censored for
crowd.
doing something like that.
Yeah, yeah. You might get kicked off the air.
All right.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Okay.
Roman's just brutal to watch on the mic, though.
He is. That's why they got Paul Heyman. They did the same thing. They did. They had to do.
With Brock Lesnar.
With Ray's favorite wrestler, Brock Lesnar. Just
No,
because he said he had.
please don't say that.
Listen, Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy has better mic skills, Ray.
No, he doesn't. Because in order for him to do that, he has to actually put a sentence together, and he can hardly do that now.
Who the hell was Matt? Who the hell was that? Matt Hardy was fighting on Monday night. Who was that guy? There's another guy. What's that?
Matt works on Wednesdays.
He's on
he's on
NXT now.
He's on the
No,
one show
the one
that
you're
showed up
talking about,
in
Jeff.
apparently.
I'm talking about Jeff Hardy.
Oh, the absolutely reckless one. He beats me.
Yeah,
like
hold on a second.
Probably about an hour in, I usually check out. I check in for an hour, give myself the patience, and then I'm like, and boom goes the dynamite. And then I just check out. And I foolishly watch the national championship game and slap myself silly for doing that too.
Yeah, that was awful too.
They've been having him tag team with I can't remember his name.
With Riddle.
Yeah.
It's been him and Riddle.
Well, I mean, let's talk about
somebody I didn't like at first, but I love Matt Riddle now. He is entertaining. He's one of the best ones on the mic. I get a kick out of him, and he's great in the ring. He always puts on a good show. At first, I wasn't sure about Riddle, but I love him now. Anytime he comes up.
He is. There's a reason why he was bumped up to the bigger show, because he does work well on a mic. He's kind of like an AJ Lee, one of these. He's one of these wrestlers who can make other wrestlers look good out there with his athleticism. Unfortunately, he couldn't do that.
A real MMA guy that has the background helps too. It's just.
Well, I thought there would be more with Bobby Lashley. That Lashley Riddle match sucked.
Yeah. I know.
You know why it sucked, Ray? Why it sucked, Ray? Because of Bobby Lashley. He's an ex-MMA guy too.
I don't count Lashley's parlay as an MMA experience. That's not an MMA experience. Lashley's just a very large man. No, Lashley's experience is an MMA experience. Lashley's just a freak of nature. There's a huge difference. Matt is an MMA guy. Lashley's just a freak of nature. Brock's an MMA combat guy. Batista's a freak of nature. There's a huge difference. But to say that it's Lashley's fault's hilarious, because you really don't talk bad about the CEO of the Hurt Business. Just don't do that. That's just bad news. Just don't do that.
I don't know. I mean, every time I start getting some interest in the Hurt Business, then it kind of wanes off, and it's like getting a good back rub, and it's feeling good for like 2 seconds, and then it starts getting awkward, you know? And then I'm like, I don't know if this is interesting anymore.
Is it possible?
I mean, right now
they're missing one more person.
Who are they missing right now?
Could they be missing a world champion, a female counterpart? Maybe.
Actually, they need to bring a female in there. They need to bring
Naomi.
They've got
Naomi.
How about this? Naomi
Shayna Baszler.
Phenomenal. Shayna Baszler.
I really want Naomi in that group.
Let me tell you this. Naomi would be perfect. Shayna Baszler needs to be Shayna Baszler. Stop this stupid tag team match stuff with her and Nia Jax.
Yes. Please.
Mafia Bob, it's getting to the point where I can't stand
It's
Shayna
nauseating.
Baszler as a tag team partner. She is so good as a solo
it's
match. What are they doing? Bob?
They're trying to fit her on the show,
I think
and it's not fair.
Right. And what are they
should
doing
be
with
fitting her on
both
the
sets
show.
of
They
tag
should be
team
marketing her.
champions? What are they doing with both sets of tag team? I mean, you have Charlotte Flair come back, but every match she's in there, she's wrestling solo. Why have her as a tag team champion when if they're not going to wrestle tag teams? They're doing the same thing with her and Asuka. So, I mean,
I think they did
Ray.
that to give. I think they did that to give Charlotte another. I'm trying to think the word. I guess accolade to her resume because Bayley and Sasha have had everything, and you can't have them have all the accolades and have the queen of the division lack that one part of that accolade, not because that's the only thing she's never had before. So now she has
first of all, there's never such
and
a
it's
thing
just an
as a
odd
bad
pairing,
partner
and everyone could see that that's the only reason why that pairing happened. That's the only reason why they did that pairing was to have it so Charlotte could have that now, and then now you have your big star on Monday. So, which is fine, but eventually you're gonna have to break that up or separate it so those two can face off again because that's where the match is between it's Asuka versus Charlotte, not Asuka and Charlotte.
Alrighty, right now, I mean, now we've got Triple H and we've got the Apex Predator back at it again. Do we need any more of this after 20 years of it? Again, going to the well. Randy Orton. I mean, here he is. I mean, he's walking down the hallway. Oh, there's Mark Henry. I'm going to badmouth him. Oh, there's the Big Show. I'm going to badmouth him. It was, I don't know. It had so much potential to be funny or to be entertaining, and it just flatly was not in any way, shape, or form to me. They made the ex-superstars look weak, which really that bothered me a lot.
Wrestling
it really bothered
to
me
be funny.
Oh, I'm sorry there. That's right. Ray said there's no humor in wrestling. It could have been anything but what it was. Ray, what are your thoughts on that? Legend killer.
I get what they're trying to do, but if they want there to be a legend killer moment, the one legend he hasn't killed, and I mentioned on the radio show this past weekend, the one that he hasn't killed yet is technically Goldberg. So why haven't we gotten Orton versus Goldberg? And can we just get to that where Orton
that would be a
RKO's Goldberg? Orton RKO's Goldberg. He punched him in the head a million times. He goes away. Orton succeeds, and we move on. And hopefully Keith Lee dethrones Orton. Keith Lee joins the Hurt Business, and the Hurt Business has all the gold on Raw. I don't know. I'm just throwing a ton of ideas out because somebody has to throw a ton of ideas on Monday nights since they're not doing it.
Well, that's true. How about this?
I don't know what to do with my hands because I'm Ricky Bobby.
Hey, don't know what to do with your hand. Just put them down. So there you go.
It's big with the hands.
Big E.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
It's nice to see the Big E actually hold the Intercontinental title for more than 1 week. And hopefully he carries it on and keeps it at. If anybody's ever seen a Big E wrestle live, he's a phenomenal wrestler to watch live. Him on TV doesn't do him justice. The guy is so big and so athletic and enjoyable to watch. Like I said, I hope they keep it as long as it's not the Canadian Castro, Sami Zayn. So I'm bored again with Sami Zayn. So
Yeah.
He's either gonna go away or they gotta find a new angle, a new something, a new person to take down Big E. I mean, I probably have my wish, but it's not gonna probably happen just because it's too ideal, and it's too ideal for us. So, is that Big E wins the Rumble, and it's him versus the head of the table at WrestleMania, and then we pick up Shield versus New Day. We kind of continue that chapter, but it's both powerhouses from both factions on their own now. Finally, go head on, and then it's always been
Right.
that ageless question of like who's stronger, Roman or Big E. Except it's them on their own. There's no group anymore. I would like that, but it probably won't happen.
It'd be nice if the head of the table added in, one of the women superstars into the fold as well, into the family. They have.
I think the only choices would probably
Rock.
be.
What's that?
I mean, the obvious choice that we want is Rock, but I don't. Unless there's a super surprise that we're not seeing coming, and he's in this and he wins it, which I'll probably lose my mind for. I don't know, because it seems with everything going on in our lovely world, there's probably a roadblock somewhere that's going to block our dreams. But I'm still holding out for Rock versus Roman because that needs to happen.
That was pretty deep, mate.
That needs to happen.
That was
poetry.
That was Zen-like.
It was. That was.
Well,
I felt like drinking herbal tea after that, Ray.
That's kind of my thing. Well,
right.
Consider that a reminder. Consider that a hopeful reminder.
It's a beautiful thing. Let's talk about the Royal
match
Rumble.
that we want. The match that we want, we may not get, but this as a backup isn't a bad thing. It's a good plan B.
It is a good plan B. You're right. So let's talk about the Royal Rumble. I think other than the Rumble itself, I don't see any other satellite. Well, I got to say this too about the Fiend getting caught on fire at the table, ladders, and chairs with Randy Orton. That was pretty wild stuff. I don't know if you guys caught the TLC pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That was pretty wild stuff. And they brought along, of course, Alexa Bliss into the fold with the Fiend, which I think is phenomenal. I think she is actually the best she has ever been on the camera and on the mic. They gave her a role and some creative that she can actually, other than holding note cards and asking questions for, a moment of bliss. Right. But I like this Alexa Bliss a lot with the Fiend. And I hope, to goodness sakes, guys, they keep building on this. They really need to build on this and keep it going and add more family members. Why, again, they don't start bringing back the old family, with Bray, make this happen, a faction like that to oppose the Hurt Business, a faction of like that to oppose the head of the table. That would be a very interesting blend into it because, you have the Pacific Islander, family, with Roman Reigns. You have the Hurt Business, the soul of the business. Now, you bring in something like a Bray Wyatt and a family. Now you got that dark evil, component. Not like dark evil, as to say witchcraft and voodoo, but we're talking about that,
like
we're talking about
characters.
Exactly.
Like misfits.
Exactly. So Oh, and also I got to make one point here. Sasha Banks is the greatest women's wrestler of all time because she was in the Mandalorian Star Wars show. I don't know if you guys seen it. I can't wait for the next season of that.
You've said
Have
that
you
in the
guys
last
watched
3
it?
episodes.
Yeah,
I'm
you
going to
said
keep
that,
saying
like,
it because she is now Sasha Banks is now a legend. You can never damage Sasha Banks ever or say anything bad about her. She's a legend now. Right? Which one of your
Well, Hulk
famous
Hogan
wrestlers
was in
was
No
in
Holds
the
Barred.
Mandalorian? What's that?
Hulk Hogan was in No Holds Barred with Zeus.
Barred.
He's a legend.
No Holds Barred is iconic. Rip 'em.
That
Right.
is
Rip
not
'em.
even close to what the Mandalorian is. The Mandalorian is
You're right.
it is
It is in
permanent.
it is in his own universe alone. It doesn't surpass what Star Wars and Mandalorian oranges give you. You're absolutely right.
Mandalorian oranges. You know, you're almost to the point of blasphemy. That's almost blasphemous towards Sasha Banks and the Mandalorian. That is one of the
We went
greatest
over
shows
this
that was
last
on.
episode.
Period.
We went over this last
Yeah,
episode. I
listen.
haven't watched it because of the movie structure, so it's all confusing. It's that Lord of the Rings confusion.
Oh, give me a break.
Just
How can
too
that be
much.
confusing to you?
Too much for me, dog. Too much for me, dog. There's nothing against Sasha. Sasha is in my top 3 all time right now. If she really was like, I'm done today, I'd be like, top 3. Easy. Layup.
You want my
no
top
contest.
3? Here's my top 3. Sasha Banks, and Sasha Banks. That's it. That's it.
You have got to be kidding me.
And Bob, how come you haven't watched The Mandalorian?
I did. I've
Because
watched
it's
it
too
from the very
complicated.
beginning.
It was
It's
the greatest show
complicated.
I
on
thought it was
TV in the last
amazing.
10 years.
It was
It's
amazing.
Game of
But Sasha
Thrones
Banks being on
complicated.
there for a total time of maybe 7 minutes does not make her a legend, though.
Yes, it does. Once you're ready
She might have spoke like 20 words in the whole thing.
of Star Wars lore, if once you're into the script, you are a legend for the rest of your life.
Time.
Forever.
She hasn't even been on for the length of half an episode.
No, not even close.
She's barely been on for 5 minutes.
That's all she needs. You know why Roman Reigns didn't get a role? Because they didn't have a role or part. They didn't have a role for a tree. That's why they're like, hey, Roman, we want you to play a tree and stand there and not say anything. That's why Roman Reigns
That's
didn't get
right.
the part.
You're right. Because Roman had Hobbs and Shaw to do. A real movie and a real franchise, real lines to do. And trust me, I don't like Hobbs and Shaw.
I forgot
And
he was
trust
even
me,
on
I
that.
don't like the Fast and Furious. And trust me, I don't like the Fast and Furious franchise. They should have stopped it after Tokyo Drift. They should have stopped after Tokyo Drift.
Man.
Trust me. So,
you're bringing up Hobbs and Shaw comparing that to the Mandalorian.
I'm just
so
saying.
What did that Roman Reigns play? A car? I didn't see Hobbs and Shaw. They're like, hey, Roman, just stand there and be a car so you don't have to talk.
No. Lon, get this. Didn't he play The Rock's cousin, which is a stretch?
Hey, it worked.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. All right. Enough of that nonsense. Are you ready for the Royal Rumble, Greg? Man, I'm telling you what. If you can't follow the Mandalorian, I'm going to come find you and I'm going to sit and watch the Mandalorian with you, and I'll explain it every step of the way for you with like action figures.
Great, Mandalorian is good.
I think I have one.
I've heard a lot of positive things. I just have to have the patience to sit through it and watch.
But trust me, Ray,
Here,
Sasha's on there for maybe 7 minutes total.
Does this help?
7 minutes.
Ray, you need to respect me.
Is that,
I was in The
That's
Mandalorian.
Alfie?
I'm a legend now. What's that?
is that her actual
You don't
outfit?
like this? Yeah. Not from The Mandalorian, no.
That's what I'm asking.
Ray's gonna get Sasha Banks from Mandalorian tattooed on his arm.
That's right. You need to have respect for this lady right here.
Oh man.
All right.
You need help.
Let's all right, Ray, do you have any final thoughts?
No, we should be in for a good Royal Rumble. For once, I can't really pick a winner. Any other year, I can pick a winner. This year, I can't. I probably have a couple of choices, but I can't pick a winner for either one. So that's probably a good sign that we're gonna have a really good year for the pay-per-view. So let's hope, even though if Goldberg wins the title, we'll still have a really good show.
Mafia Bob, what do you have?
First, we forgot to talk about Retribution. Can we please just get rid of them? It is getting so
I didn't
old.
talk about that. Want to.
Yeah, it's terrible. We need to...
Can we just?
But I'm looking forward to the Royal Rumble. It's probably my second favorite pay-per-view besides WrestleMania, so it's always fun. I don't know. I haven't been watching AEW. It's getting wearing thin, and it's just a struggle for me to even watch it. At first, it was fun, but just getting ready for Royal Rumble. I hope it's a good one, and please do not let Goldberg win the belt. Please.
Yeah. I agree with that. I want Adam Pearce to be our next champion. Adam Pearce. Write that name down. Adam Pearce. Matter of fact, hold on a second.
So disrespectful.
Oh, geez.
Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce.
Sasha has spoken. It is the way.
Right. All right. My final thoughts are this. I hope they break away from the legends and really start getting back into character development and give us something long term to really hang our hats on. Get Charlotte wrestling solo. Get Shayna Baszler wrestling solo.
Yes.
And somebody for the love of Pete, tell me who the hell Jackson Riker is, and then I'll be happy. But that's all I got, guys. It was great to have you all back in the fold. And thanks to Kevin, our executive producer.
Thank you, Kevin.
For getting that together. So we appreciate that. All right, guys. Well, take care of yourselves and have yourselves a wonderful day. We'll talk right after the Royal Rumble. We'll get together and we'll grade the Royal Rumble. But for Lonny Boy's House Show, I'm Lonny Boy. With us, Mafia Bob, and of course, the champion himself, Right Hook Ray. Guys, we'll see you later. Take care.
See you.
I'm WWE superstar Alexa Bliss, and you're watching Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Watch me on Friday Night SmackDown on Fox.